Today we're going to do the notes a little bit differently. I don't want you to copy anything down yet. This is going to be an angles review. We're going to talk about some of the skills and information that we've learned about angles so far. What I want to start with is the idea of an angle measure. So if you look at this paper, I have a circle. You don't need to copy this down in your notes. You can just watch this. I've got a circle, and mathematicians have decided that a circle should be divided into 360 equal parts. So on this circle, I haven't drawn all 360 parts. I only drew 0 to 90. But you can see how it works. There's the larger lines here with the 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 90. But I put little marks in between to show that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The tiny little marks mark off each degree. So each step around that circle is called a degree. So 1 degree is a tiny little step going around that circle. When we talk about measures of angles, what we mean is that we have one ray pointing out from the middle of the circle to 0, and another ray pointing the same direction, but then one of those rays starts to rotate like the hand of a clock. So as this one goes up, you can see it's pointing at those degrees on the circle. If I stop right there, pointing at the 50, well, let's see. See if I can get it to point at the 50. Like that. That means these two rays now form a 50-degree angle. That space in between, that opening right there, is a 50-degree angle because the one spaghetti noodle, the one ray, we're calling it, rotated up that far around the circle so that it's about a 50-degree angle. And we've talked about different kinds of angles, like when it rotates all the way to go straight up, that's a 90-degree angle. And then of course, if it rotates all the way around to point the other direction, that's 180 degrees. And you can keep going beyond 180 degrees and just keep rotating around the circle. So when we talk about the measure of an angle, we're just talking about how much rotation. Like if it's rotating around a circle, how far did it rotate? That right there would be like a 70-degree angle from here to there. Okay, so that's a review of measuring angles. What I want you to do now is I want you to copy the questions for 1 and 2. You don't need to copy the diagram. I don't want you to copy this unless you really want to. If you want to draw that, you can. But you just need to write the questions and then look at the diagram here in the video. We're going to do this activity kind of like a checking for understanding quiz. What I want to do first is I want to answer this question together. Then I want you to stop the video and try to answer this question on your own. If you need to stop the video so you can copy down these notes, go ahead and do that, and then start it again when you're ready. Let's look at number 1. How should we write the name of this angle? So last week we studied about that, the proper way to use notation, the writing of the name of an angle. So in order to name this angle, we need to use the letters that represent the points. So this is point P, B, and G. We could write the name of this angle with an angle symbol, and we could start with G and call it angle GBP, or we can call it angle PBG. We cannot call it something that starts with B though. So you can't say that it's angle BGP because that wouldn't be in order. You need you need to be able to trace it with your pencil without picking your pencil up. So if I start with P and go to B and then G, I can do that without raising my pencil. So those are good names for that angle. All right, now I want you to stop the video, see if you can see if you can identify what the measure of angle BDC is for this diagram. And after you've answered it, you can start the video again to see if you got the answer right. Okay, so the answer for this one, number 2, if we're looking for angle BDC, we have to look at the letters B, D, and C. We can trace it like this. We can see that we're talking about this rotation here, going from this ray to this ray. So that's 105 degrees. So we could write the measure of angle BDC equals 105 degrees. Did you get 105 degrees for your answer? If you did, you're correct. Okay. For number 3 and 4, you do not have to draw the diagrams. You can just write the question in your notes. So go ahead and write those 2 questions and stop the video. Look at the diagrams and see if you can answer those questions. You can show the work on your paper and find out what the degrees are for the missing angle measure. So we're missing an angle measure here, and we're missing an angle measure here. Go ahead and try to find those answers, and then after you answer the questions, start the video again. Okay, the answers for number 3 and 4, we know that this big angle is a 90-degree angle because of the little box there. So that means these are going to be complementary angles here. The 24 degrees and the x have to be complementary. They add up to 90. So if we do x plus 24 equals 90, we can solve and find out what x is. We take away 24 from both sides. So x equals 66. X equals 66 degrees. Did you get that answer? If you did, you're correct. All right, number 4, what answer did you get for that? Just go ahead and say it. What did you get? Okay, well, we know that since this is a straight angle here, that whole thing, that whole rotation is 180 degrees. So 150 plus x should be 180. X plus 150 equals 180. So we solve for x, take away 150. Take away 150 from both sides. And we get x equals 30 degrees. If you're able to get those questions correct, that means you're understanding the lessons that we've been doing. If you're still struggling, you're not sure how to do these problems, it means you need more practice. So I suggest, if you need more practice, go back and watch the videos that we've been taking notes on for the past week and a half. Also, you can search for more videos on YouTube, and you can go to Khan Academy and do some practice problems. In fact, I think that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, is some Khan Academy practice problems. Okay, go to the quiz. I put a short quiz on Google Classroom, and you can take that quiz, and that way I'll be able to check and see how well you're understanding. I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.